Good afternoon. Yes, the Women's Refugee Commission is turning 30. That's quite a milestone for any organization. As I reflect on our impact over the years, I feel tremendously proud of our achievements. But we still have an enormous amount to do. We are bold, forward-thinking, fact-based, and relevant. We are more motivated than ever to protect the rights of displaced women and children and make sure they receive the support they need. We are living in extraordinary times. As you saw in the video, a record number of people have been uprooted by conflict and persecution. Most are displaced within their own countries. The majority are living in urban areas. Many are displaced for decades because of the increasingly protracted nature of conflicts. We have a legal and moral obligation to protect people fleeing violence. Yet, despite the unprecedented need for humanitarian assistance, protection of the world's most vulnerable is under threat. Borders are closing, restrictions on access to asylum in many countries, including the United States, leave people who are seeking safety in a precarious position, often forcing them to put their lives in the hands of smugglers who profit from their desperation. Policies to detain refugees and limit their movement have become the new norm. These challenges are daunting, but not insurmountable. We need strong and compassionate political leadership to tackle the root causes of conflict and the impact of egregious immigration and asylum policies. At a time like this, there is a pressing need for new models and new approaches to address the evolving nature of displacement. As much as we and our partners have achieved over the past 30 years, change in humanitarian practice for women and girls hasn't come fast enough or gone far enough. The net result is that refugee women continue to be abused and raped. More refugee girls drop out of school than boys. Refugee women have fewer opportunities to earn an income, and programs consistently fail to reach the most vulnerable and marginalized. Our collective failure squanders the enormous potential of women and their innate capacity to support their own empowerment and development. As the Women's Refugee Commission moves into its 4th decade, we are inspired by a sense of urgency, determination, and focus. We are working to move humanitarian response from the traditional needs-based model to one that is strength-based and advances gender equality, resilience, and inclusion. It begins with accountability to displaced women and girls. We are committed to more fully promoting their leadership, participation, and decision-making. We are working toward more effective and sustainable humanitarian response, one that capitalizes on women's skills and capacities and creates opportunities and a path to self-reliance, and importantly, restores their dignity and hope. For example, when cash assistance is done right, it's a game changer for women. It increases their agency, reduces the risk of gender-based violence, and can enhance their access to employment. We are developing tools and building capacity to support this approach. Our sustained advocacy ensures that life-saving sexual and reproductive health is available from the beginning of every emergency, and that services include everyone, include adolescent girls and refugees with disabilities. We are promoting more effective use of safe spaces for channeling services to the most marginalized adolescent girls, hubs where they can network and have the opportunity to build skills and continue their education. Through collective action with over 25 operational partners, we will provide self-reliance programming for 5 million refugees over the next 5 years and develop effective models to expand this work, this innovative work, globally. And we are strengthening our convening power, expanding our leadership role in the call to action, a groundbreaking global initiative that fundamentally transforms the way gender-based violence is addressed in emergencies. Hand in hand with this, we will continue to build genuine partnerships with local women's organizations. They play such a vital role in crisis response, and they have the necessary community and gender expertise. But all too often, they are sidelined or ignored by the humanitarian community. Closer to home, we will always defend the rights of migrant and refugee women, children, and families to seek safety at our borders. And we will hold the US government accountable when it violates these rights. We believe that when women have the resources they need, they themselves can change the circumstances of their displacement. With the right support, refugee women can not only survive, they can be agents of change within their communities. Today, I congratulate our 2019 Voices of Courage honorees, Indra Nooyi, for her commitment to gender equality and girls' education. And the law firms Orrick, Harrington, and Sutcliffe, Paul Weiss, Steptoe, and Johnson, which have played an invaluable role in protecting rights of children and women seeking safety in the United States. We are thrilled to welcome back 3 former Voices of Courage recipients, Marguerite Barankitsi, Mina Jaff, and Seema Samar, who are all doing so much for displaced women and children. I extend my deepest gratitude to Liv Ullman, Emmy Mahmoud, Malika Dutt, Dina DeBlanc, Rinka Brallo, and Ambassador Donald Steinberg for agreeing to participate in our program today. Also, I'd like to recognize our amazing staff, who are the heart and soul of the Women's Refugee Commission, our board members and our commissioners who provide wise counsel and support, and the Luncheon Host Committee who helped make this event such a success. And of course, many thanks to all of you who support us on this journey and make our work possible. We face a consequential moment in history. Increasingly, governments are turning their backs on human rights and refugee rights. Political interest in resolving protracted crises is sorely lacking. At the Women's Refugee Commission, we believe that change is possible despite these challenges, and together we will improve the lives of displaced women and children. Thank you.